evening, ladies, lords, lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master, the Deathly Shad, here today to bring you some more Rains of Vitrium content. On time today, maybe, probably, who knows, I certainly don't, but we will find out eventually. Here today, my lovely players, the people that make the game, or half of the game, well, I'd say about 60% of the game, probably, maybe. Without them, there certainly wouldn't be a game. Agathor, say hi to the people.
I don't.
Agathor, say hi to the people.
I'm a little mad at my boyfriend, but we're crossing the bridge when we get to it.
Oh, okay. Morgan, say hi to the people.
Hello, I'm the reason he's mad.
Ah, yes. Rensois, say hi to the people.
Hello, people. Surely nothing bad will happen today.
Surely. Soren, say hi to the people.
I might be losing my boyfriend today, but in good news, I'm single!
Bonnie, say hi to the people.
Hi everyone. Why the hell is Calagrin after you?
Don't worry about it. You'll find out, probably.
It's a long story.
At any rate, with all that having been said and done, remember to like, subscribe, do all other jazz, and so on and so forth on the YouTubes. Leave us a comment, tell us how you're liking the show, and so on and so forth. Favorite character and whatnot. Don't be afraid to be biased. And with all of that, let's get right into the show. So, when last we left our adventurers, Agatha the Kobold Rogue, Morgan the Halfling Divination Wizard, Ransoir the Rabbitfolk Monk, Storm the Rabbitfolk Samurai, and Vani the Rabbitfolk Smith, our characters spent a bit of time shopping at F&M Magic Emporium, ran by Phaon Himuro, artificer extraordinaire that may or may not be from other places, but we don't talk about that. And Soren eventually said goodbye to his mom, and everyone else decided to reconvene at the cart to try and basically make their way out of the city. But in the process of making their way out of the city, they found out that the guards were starting to move in and starting to take people away, and the people that they took away and disappeared came back as guard members, and so on and so forth. They were moving a little bit robotronic. There was a certain bard from Morgan's past by the name of Simone that was seen singing to a crowd of people while presumably Bethany was walking among them and whispering sweet nothings into their ears. And you guys managed to evacuate the city and go out the main gate of Therbolder. Only, whenever you actually got to the main gate, you were accosted by Calagrin forces. And more specifically, a very unique Calagrin force member that you guys did not get the name of, but you could probably know him as like Rewinder or something like that. I don't really know.
I just call him that bitch.
That bitch.
We're gonna have a lot of that bitches though, Rensoir.
Yeah, true.
We should say we call it this bitch.
You know, just call it Rewinder. Anyway.
This current bitch.
The time
Current
bitch.
Yeah, time bitch. There you go. There you go.
Time bitch.
All right, then, time bitch. So, and upon a very short monologue, you guys basically decided to book it and run as this creature, this automatous creature, displayed not only a lot of acrobatics and athleticism, but very unique abilities in that it could rewind time. It could also note when time was rewound for it, such as whenever it noticed a sense of deja vu after Morgan used Warp What Is to make it walk backwards so that it wouldn't stun the cart, and so on and so forth. Upon seeing that she was still giving chase, oh boy, you guys pulled out one of Morgan's pillars of gunpowder that Soren had kept from the ritual site and threw it at her, and it exploded onto her shield and collapsed the tunnel in front of her as she had to rewind back to a previous position to escape the rubble.
It was a little more than gunpowder, wasn't it? Like some kind of like plastic explosive Mori had developed with a group of like black market motherfuckers.
I mean, it was an explosive that exploded the whole tunnel. And now
Yes.
you guys find yourselves back inside the dwarven city of Therbolder, but this time you see a different flag being flown. A flag with two crowns upon a purple background with a singular eye resting in the center of them, just above, forming a triangle of sorts. And that is where we will start today's session, as I bring in different music.
Looks like we are staying here for a time.
However, you guys do know that there is another way out.
Is it just, I guess, Agatha, since he has no idea? Eh?
Hold on.
Eh?
He's trying to put new music in.
Yeah.
And I actually made it play a different song. And I will turn this volume up.
Cool.
As it stands, we're in a good location.
How many exits are there out of this place?
In a while. I know there is another main exit. There are probably several other smaller ones. There's the gate that leads out into Viori proper, and the one that also lets out into the Hiltport. I believe they will be expecting us on the other side.
If there are several exits, they would have to split up, which means they're a bit more easy to be handled.
Yes, but we are here. There is confusion. They will not be able to traverse the city and use its resources against us. And there is a good chance Valen is here.
Right. I just don't. I don't want to be here.
There is no situation where we will enjoy the interaction we will have when it comes to the point of getting him back. Use this opportunity. We have the two opposing forces, one getting a footing and another pushing in. This confusion will give us an opening.
Just
Speaking
gotta rip it
of,
off like a band-aid.
as you guys are sitting here discussing this, there is a knock on your cabin door.
We are still flying.
Oh, you're flying. Okay.
Are we flying?
Yes, we took off the ground and
Yeah, the cart went invisible and flew.
Oh,
We're now
all I
flying.
knew
Alright.
is that it went invisible.
Yeah, no, we're in the air right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we took
I'm
off
not
because there
about-
was more speed.
yeah, I am not about to leave a trail.
Alright, fair
That's
enough.
fair.
I can burrow us into a ceiling of this place a little ways. She looks to the triplets, the Kenran trio,
Yeah, Cinder
have
and
those-
Cinder Action Ember.
and we have a group of illusionists who are above the rabble, who need to earn their keep.
Cinder's gonna stand up and kind of like make his way over. You mentioned us?
I'm going to be finding a place we can secret away our base of operations, our caravan. I will need you, whichever one of you is the linchpin, to shroud us in some way that can't be detected, especially by those blue-skinned, whatever they are.
I believe they are frost creatures of some kind.
They're annoying. Can you do it? Can you elude their sensors?
I'm not sure. I have fought some of these things before, but I've never tried per se.
If you are able to use abilities that would be able to cloak us, I don't think they'll pick up on that. But if it's magic, like a enhanced spell, I'm sure that they'll pick up on it.
I mean, I'm pretty good at being silent myself. Not sure
It
if I
isn't what we
could.
need.
Not sure if I could
Money.
do that to the cart.
Can you? I saw you create a wall from your pocket. You do.
Just something temporary. Lends
Can
me.
you make some? Can you make something a little more permanent? Mimic a wall. Something that's mundane.
It'll take a bit.
What is a bit?
Shad, about how long?
For what?
A wall that's about 10 feet by 10 feet.
Hmm. For your creation bard thing?
Yeah.
Probably probably a long rest.
As I open up the wrong character sheet.
uh,
So about 8 hours.
Probably need to rest. Using that ability is taxing.
I can give you that time, hopefully. I have an idea on how we can get the lead on our lost boy.
so, what are we doing here? I thought we were trying to escape, no?
Things have changed. You heard
I'm
us.
still trying to figure out how Calagrin is after you guys. No one said anything about Calagrin being involved.
You haven't asked.
I didn't think they would be so involved so soon.
I have a question. She turns to Agathar and the others of her group.
Hmm.
How would they know of the ritual?
I don't know. I mean, the ritual was quite the show, so maybe they were in the area by happenstance, and
Yes, but how would they link it to me?
I don't know. There were. I don't know if it was you specifically, or I honestly I don't know. Maybe you had some raven feathers left behind from the fight.
Cinder's gonna chime in. I have a bit of experience with Calagrin.
How
I may or may not have fought a minor proxy war against him.
Proxy war.
Oh, we're gonna need a lot of details on that.
I knew the ritual, what it was for.
I mean, is it really hard to understand? Like, it was a bunch of little solid cylinders like what he threw, no?
Kind of gives them a look, then turns to Agathar. You left everything there?
Sorry, I had to get my pizza out of the oven. Well, I mean, I didn't see anything that was left. Only the residue of the ritual.
Agathar, buddy, there were cylinders stabbed into the ground all over the place.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was
That's right. I
Like one of the reasons, like one of the reasons that
The
one of the reasons
only
that Agathar's so angry at Soren
Yeah.
is because he took one of them.
yeah, the only person who took one of them was Soren.
Soren,
But-
and he had no
yeah.
idea. He didn't tell anybody except for Mori. Yeah, sorry, retract on that. Is it, well, yeah, I guess we just wanted to get out of there. I didn't. If we would have known Calagrin was on our ass, I probably would have taken the stuff.
She grabs you by what the hell are you wearing?
I mean,
collar?
yeah, he's got a collar.
You left thousands of high explosives just out in the wilderness.
Only you can activate them, so I didn't think it was a big thing.
You don't know how they work.
Regardless, what is done, no?
Yes.
Are we going to
Right.
watch this little project on the roof, in an alleyway, or where?
Wall. She
Alright,
goes
inside
over
a
to the
wall.
she goes to the table and takes the caravan to one of like the far districts towards like the edge of the city that like meets the inner shell towards the mountains like interior.
If you wanted to, you could take it to a place near the exit, so that way it's like immediate exit if you get to the guards.
Yeah, but wouldn't the exits be places where like, yes, let's start searching here and then fan outwards?
Presumably, yeah, but your cart can also fly for a little bit, so
Hours. Yeah, I'm gonna take it the safer path and take somewhere in the middle
Okay.
between them as we come to such a place. If there isn't any issue with that.
I mean, like, you're flying for how many hours?
I think we get like 8.
Yeah, we get
Okay.
it.
So if you're flying for 8 hours, then you're gonna be fine.
I don't think we need 8 hours to get to like the edge of the city and scout for an area that's like off the beaten path that isn't traveled.
Roll me a d8.
Oh,
Actually,
God.
roll me 2d8s.
And I make it 3D. No, not 4. 5.
Fuck me.
It takes you guys roughly 7 hours. Mainly because, like, the city is kind of on high alert after, like, the explosion at the main entrance.
Fair enough. I guess in this time, Vani can get their long rest.
Yep. I will roll my crafting things.
When
And
we
Cinder will actually kind of, during this rest, he'll poke his head up and go, "Oh yes, also I figured out how to I figured out this is that I could make a vault for us, possibly, depending on the size."
it should be roughly around 10 by 10.
I could do that.
I can only burrow so deep unless someone else has a spell that can carve through sheer stone.
That's where Ember will lift up a hand. I can.
Well, then we can burrow ourselves a touch deeper than simply 10 feet.
I have a stone shape. Does that work?
How much stone can you shape?
A little bit.
Let's wait and see.
Okay.
And we find a space. Maury steps out of the cart. Actually, no. We get there and we're still invisible. We
How
need
long
to
does your
scout the
invisibility
area.
last?
Oh, that dropped like an hour ago. That drops like it's only an hour of invisibility.
Yes. In fact, that's probably why it takes so long, because you not only have to, like, find a place to hide, but you also have to avoid all the other places where people are so they don't look up and see your cart flying around.
When you're inside of a mountain and you live there your whole life, there ain't nothing up there to see.
I mean, that's what you're banking on, pretty much. But regardless, you basically manage to kind of, like, get settled down in an area
We
in the
need
edge
scouts.
of the city, so on and so forth.
Check to see if there's anyone about.
I mean, Agathar can scout, probably.
Yeah, I can scout.
Did you guys want to ask Cinder anything about Calagrin?
Yeah. I guess during this time, Agatha is just, so you said a proxy war? Do you want to be specific with that?
Oh yeah. Me and my group of friends and comrades were helping with the defense of Celeste.
You were in Celeste? That's quite the far from here.
He nods. Well, we have quick travel methods, no? We also went to Thor for a little spell too.
I mean, I I only heard bits and pieces. How did it go? How is it going?
Not good.
I figured.
It is, how shall we say, taking babies from candy?
I'm taking candy from a baby.
Yes,
The same
that's right.
amount of difficulty.
Yes, that is what I said.
Well, when their whole army is designed to go after mage hunters and they go after a all magic nation, I'm sure it's going to be easy.
I mean, like, there are things they have there in Celeste that, you know, offer a bit of a fight. They have these weird weapons, and he'll kind of like snap his fingers, and he'll and what looks like a M1 Garand is gonna just appear in the air and just land in his arms, like this.
Oh god, 30-06. Or
Agnes'
30-08.
eyes lens flare for some reason. Huh.
God, those things.
Yes.
So funny.
These things allowed us to shoot spells.
Really?
Oh god, the Tanya.
And they also had these and he'll kind of like snap his fingers again, and a small well, not really a small, but like a medium-sized satchel will appear on his back with a small brace that goes down the right-hand side of his body and just like connects to a boot on his right foot. And these would let us fly
Huh.
for extended periods of time. Much
Well,
longer than a few fly spells, no?
Well, as cool as those things are, it's not winning the war, but it's only slowing down the rain.
He shrugs and they both disappear.
Well, have you seen anybody like that woman before? We only encountered the giant mech suits. Honestly, we encountered the prototype of it. But we've only ever faced the Praetorians in that cursed dropship that shoots ice.
He strokes his chin and he nods. Yes, but the one that we fought was a guy, and he went through portals.
He went through bottles?
Portals.
Portals. Oh.
Yes.
Huh.
Like he would do a weird sidestep, and he would not be there anymore, but there'd be a little hole left behind. And if you went through the hole, you would be on the other side, in the ethereal plane.
Huh.
And then the hole would close right behind you, just like gone.
Huh.
Yes, very weird fight. And then there was a guy who had like this weird freeze vest thing that was like icy flamethrower. It was very, very, very scary. But I gave him a good stabbing from behind, just a little, a little, and he went, fell over.
Well, your insight on their tactics and way of communication should prove helpful. Again,
What insight? They are coordinated military. There's not much insight there.
well, I meant like how they conduct themselves. I know that they focus on some honor, and I don't know if you knew any of their tactics, how they like to mobilize, regroup.
Well, I know that if they have one of those big tanky things around, they will group around it because there's an anti-magic field around it. I know that if I know that their groups usually consist of a few of the grunts, a bomber thrower, and a sniper, typically speaking.
Mm. Was it the more of the cloaked one? Was the sniper?
Maybe, but the
Do you,
ones that went through the portals was different from the sniper.
do they have some way of cloaking themselves, sort of like what I do?
He shrugs. Probably. I never saw it. We've sneaky diggy like.
Yes, it's just gonna have to be how we conduct ourselves. Well, at least the Praetorian that I fought was not very happy that I wasn't engaging him fisticuffs.
Yes, their guns hurt a lot. A lot.
Yes, and he had some weird explosive devices. One of them blew up a building, the other was creating hailstorms. But those were the Praetorians. We're not dealing with those. But at least the devices exist.
Well, we never dealt with Praetorian before. We kind of, exo, love you but got to go. A bit early in all that conflict.
Yeah. I don't imagine they would throw Praetorians in the front lines. I'm sure that they gather them for as a strike team to get rid of specific targets or conduct other business. I just think they so happened to be in Mirzai because they had a politician there trying to broker an alliance with the Jet Lords. So I think that was his entourage.
Ah, then. Okay. So they were trying to make contact with Miyazai to make a political alliance?
I believe so. And Jet Lords of all of the money, and I'm sure that they were also after the unique materials that the Mirzai offered, like the gravitums and the what are those stones called again?
Zimlight.
They had a name.
Zimlight.
Zimlight.
Yes.
I knew it was something with a Z. They had the Zimlight, so I'm sure that the Death Lords would supply them with Zimlight, and then they would pay them more money than they ever needed.
Haven't been to there before. I wouldn't know.
Uh, it was nice. Well, I will say there were nice towers, but the rest of the town was kind of
There was
destitute.
nothing nice about that place.
Yeah.
No clue why you think that place is nice. It's nothing but sand.
It's nothing but sand now, but I didn't find it, nice.
It's nothing but sand and mountains. You're in a bowl of sand and mountains with a massive hole in the middle of it.
Well, maybe Rainier could do something about it once he's fully situated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Regardless.
Regardless.
So we know that they lean heavily into ice, cold, and piercing, anti-mage.
I mean,
So-
they also don't care if you are immune to it either. They have ways around it.
It doesn't make any. That doesn't make any sense. If you're immune, you're immune.
No, I mean, like, how shall we say, you know how an icicle is both cold but also can stab you?
Yes.
That is what it is. We had a
So
we had a
I-
mage in our group who was fond with snow and ice and immune to it. No, but she would still be shot and hurt very badly.
So what you're saying is, if you are immune to both the piercing and the cold, they would be powerless.
He shrugs. Possibly. They also might have a random third damage type that we have not considered or seen before.
Bludgeoning.
A Shad.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever that they have, they can counter whatever that they need to.
I mean, it would be worth a try. It might stump them for a couple rounds, no?
Yes, until they adapt to it and then it becomes useless.
Or
No,
until they just switch targets to someone else.
It's a lot
That
of
too.
what ifs. We need solid information.
Oh, also, speaking of, target selection for them is always people with healing first, then wizards, then druid. Actually, no, it's the druids, then the wizards, and then it's the sorcerers, and then it's everyone else.
So they
Okay,
neglect the tank, the powerful sword wielding individual who will slice them into, like we've seen in the past. Neglecting your frontal, maybe not the smartest thing, but
Hmm.
we can work with that. We still need the area scouted, Agathar.
If they want to make that mistake, it'll be the last one that they do.
Good.
Well, I mean, I would assume if they see Sorin chop one of their heads off, they're going to just shoot him first.
Well, it didn't start. It didn't stop him last time.
Alright, I'm going to get some time to get situated and then I'll go. And he'll start walking to his room.
Okay.
Soren will kind of like watch him go and then start following him.
Cinder's gonna turn back to Renswaw, Vonnie, and Morgan. Any other questions?
They dislike the heat, from what I could tell before.
Well,
Yes.
I would imagine those big clunky suits.
Yes. The suits basically offers them protection, but if they are damaged, then well, there is no protection to be had. No.
Do they not do so well in warm climates?
I mean, everywhere they were based at, they terraformed to a more snowy climate, so more than likely, or at least that may be what they want us to think. He shrugs. I don't know. I never really got much of a chance to, how shall we say, examine their bodies because they rapidly decompose.
Explode when they die.
No. Okay. The mechs explode, but the little people, they just kind of like collapse in on themselves and they just disappear.
It's odd.
Yes. Also, their armor, their weapons, everything just gone.
So they have some method of self removal. Either they're being teleported away in some fashion, or simply when they die, their bodies are desiccated so that none of their technology can be procured.
At this point, I'm beginning to think that their technology is just magic by another name.
I would say it is more like this, and he'll kind of like reach into his robe and he'll pull out a sword, and then you'll watch as the sword slowly just like crumbles away as it turns to sand and dust before it just dissipates entirely, like that.
Disintegrated. I understand what you meant when you said they vanished.
Ah, I did not know this. You then see the sand kind of like slither back up his body.
It is likely some kind of magic by another name.
He shrugs.
Francois will kind of get a kind of curious look on her face before kind of turning to Morrigan. Do you think that's their actual aim? Getting rid of the spellcasters so that they're the only ones who can control the quote-unquote not magic?
thinks for a moment. Perhaps you give them too much credit. Any kind of dictatorship or power will seek to eliminate a threat to it. Perhaps it's not so much control they want, but well, not so much destroying magic they want is simply controlling the threat that might oppose them, and magic being as unpredictable as it is, being the greatest threat.
Exactly. Magic users are unpredictable, their technology is. One, we can use that against them, but two, it gives them a sense of control. They eliminate the variable, they make sure they're the only ones that have that controlled magic, and who's left to stop them?
Certain if we could get our hands on one of their weapons, we could perhaps get a better understanding, but that's better said than done.
Yeah.
Isn't the phrase easier said than done?
What did I say?
You said better said than done.
It accomplishes the same thing.
I knew it, you meant.
But I will also say, they also have these this was like one of the last things I encountered of them, but they had like these weird circle technology things that they jammed into the chest of a spellcaster to, like, prevent them from casting ever again or being healed to be able to cast magic ever again. We managed.
They injected them with something?
Not so much he'll then put his fingers to his chest, and you'll see a circle form on his chest that has a white corona in the middle of it and a missing centerpiece. And you see that it has these weird things that have basically dug themselves into his robes. And it looks as if it looks like a circular beam that's kind of like dug itself onto his chest.
A siphon. Something that's bleeding their mana.
No, it is not a siphon. Basically, if you were to use magic on this, it would dig into their skin, and it would go to their heart, and it would kill them.
That seems so extra. Unnecessary, even.
Well, the mage we encountered had his tongue cut out, and this put into his chest. And if people tried to use regeneration magics on him, it would try to kill him, and it would slowly kill him over years, decades. Who knows? I don't.
They did this as a way to send a message.
And
Otherwise, why?
And to give suffering.
I mean, they don't seem the type to torture. So utilitarian.
He shrugs. But regardless, whenever we pulled it off, and he'll kind of like pull it off and he'll throw it in the air, you'll watch it give a small detonation, and then you'll see a sphere form around it as this green substance, this gaseous substance, begins to kind of like bounce around inside of this clear circle he has around it. And then it exploded into that.
Does it remind me of anything?
You? No. In fact, if you'd like, you may roll me alchemy supplies. At advantage. I think you have that proficiency, right?
I do.
Yeah, go for it. With a 21, you would know that this is no alchemy.
Some kind of artifice, eh?
Maybe. The lab said it was like mini golems inside of it or something like that. theorized that
Mini
it
golems.
was yes, mini golems. Theorized that they were there to destroy the body wholly before dissipating themselves.
So, out of character, Shad, you're telling me that Calagrin has nanotech
They have
technology.
nanomachines. Yeah, I was about to say it's nanomachines, son.
I was gonna
Yes.
say, like, their leader better be like a buff presidential figure, or I'm gonna be real fucking upset. I just want him to, like, I want the president to offer me a handshake, and they'd be like, I agree, I'll go with you. You're batshit crazy. Then he gives me, like, the look, and I slap him.
The source is I made it the fuck
The
up.
fuck up. Yeah.
Have you checked Twitter recently?
This is troubling.
Yes.
You say it was this big?
Yes. Of course, I think that those things slowly, die out.
Here's a question. How much would it cost to remove with Morrigan's mass displacement?
Sorry, what?
Morrigan's ritual spell, the one that moves matter.
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
The only constraint on that spell is cost.
Yes. What are you trying to move?
The bug. If I have an idea of its size and what it's made out of, I should be able to pop it out of its current position into another position.
In theory, yes. But Cinder will say, any magic that interacted with it also caused it to into the person.
I suppose if we meet anyone like that, we should just kill them.
Me and my team managed to extract it.
How? Without killing them? Would you do butter knife?
Yes, without killing him. Let's see. We had 2 clerics who cast the death ward on him the first time, and then the other person froze him solid, and then that pops the first death ward, and the second death ward was cast, and then a shocking grasp was delivered to the thing, and then I popped it out, and then I threw it in the air, and it got water forced before it exploded.
That sounds wretched.
It was all done in a matter of seconds. Very
Yes,
easy.
and wasted an incredible amount of resources to save one person.
The message is being worked on.
Wouldn't it be easier to just, like, allow it to kill them, pry it out of their corpse, and then resurrect them?
Well, that is where the mini golems come in. It is theorized that the thing kills the person, and then it explodes, and then the mini golems turns the person into nothing.
Taps her chin. It's an artifice. They have a directive. There's some kind of command. There must be some way to give it some kind of order in some way. We figure out what that verbal or object it requires to be controlled. That would be a way to fix it. We need one of these things so I can take it apart.
Well, the last time we took one out, it exploded immediately.
So again, we just can't do anything about it. It's a resource sink. Best to just kill the person and take them out of the misery.
He shrugs. Perhaps.
Well, we can't use magic. Physical attacks have no use in it. We have no way of studying it. It's
The shocking grasp on the device seemed to make it go, pause for a second.
But it is a magical effect, so wouldn't it just immediately kill them?
He shrugged. It just didn't.
So it is not like electrical interference.
Probably.
It's just kind of like how much you just a shocking grasp. Perhaps a lightning bolt could short it.
He shrugs. Maybe. Oh, we didn't try that. If it's the first time we encountered it.
It seems near impregnable to go at in any other way than aside with butchering the person with a knife to remove it. I am no artificer. I can tinker with things, but that is about as much as I can do. Even my artifices require a lot of magic to work, and it does not seem like these use much at all.
He pats you on the shoulder. Ah, yes. It's a conundrum, no?
It's less a conundrum and more like a pain in the ass.
He nods. Yes, also very true.
It's always a pain in the ass when Calagrin is involved.
Yes, also supremely true. But you are more well informed, no?
To a degree.
And I feel I have earned my place here, no?
I still need you to stand guard at the caravan and keep it shrouded from view so we are not found out.
Fine. I should do the boring, busy work, no?
Yes, and you've only been sleeping comfortably and eating this entire time.
No, but of course, it's what I love to do. He'll give you a little poke on the nose.
I'm gonna grab that finger.
Go ahead and roll a post sleight of hand checks. he his hand definitely moves out the way of yours. It's like, nope.
God damn it. I go to punch. I go to like he pulls his hand and he's like, nope, and I just rear my fist back and go to punch him in the dick because I'm at that right height.
You see, he goes nope. Then he skips out like woohoo, feisty, you know.
Consider it that I am still recovering from exhaustion.
Ah, yes, but my wife would be very upset with you if you harm the family jewels, no?
She'll deal.
Who knows? I don't.
Well, come on, I was just being funny, no?
Don't poke me.
Okay. Noted.
I might be
Francois
opposed,
just
but this...
Francois just rolls her eyes. You're lucky she just tried to punch you instead of casting blight.
It's not my only MO. I can do more than that. I could also make them a fine powder.
I would rather not.
Sometimes-
I would rather not. Neither of those things happen.
Would you prefer being a statue?
No.
Well, then don't touch me.
Fireball, perhaps?
I'm not doing that inside my house. It might be protected for a good bit, but a lot of the interior is not magic.
Gosh, I thought you were pacified, not too violent. Okay, jeez.
Just because I am not currently in shackles does not mean I am better.
He shrugs. Kind of lifts his hands up and just backs away.
I need the area scouted before I can dig.
Well, that's what Agathar and Soren are off to do. Agathar,
Yeah, that
Soren,
definitely
what are the two of you doing?
Agathar is just walking to his room. I don't think he's noticed Soren following behind. And unless Soren says something in the hallway, he's gonna enter his room, and then like when he turns to close the door, that's when he spots Soren. And he's gonna say, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
And do you want to talk? You looked pretty upset earlier.
I don't have time. I need to get the cloak up, and I need to scout.
Okay, well, when you're ready, I'm willing to talk.
He looks at the floor for a bit before sighing, and then looks up at him. Look, Soren, I'm not mad that you had the thing. I'm just upset that you didn't tell me. And you know, I know you're you, and you're honest, and well, you can't. It's not you can't tell a lie, but you just choose not to. So I believe you when you said that you wanted to research it and look into it, but I just don't know why you didn't tell me you were going to be doing that.
He takes a deep breath and just sighs and says, "I don't know. I was I wasn't having very much luck with, sand or water in trying to get a handle on me capabilities, you know? So I was hoping that something rare and unique would spark something, you know? Not in the way that it was supposed to spark, of course, but yeah,
I
yeah.
get that. I
But
get it.
but I you're right. I should have told you, and I was just afraid at how you'd take it. I'm sorry, Aggie.
So, I not like I haven't done that to you guys, but I feel like I've been a little bit better with it. But I'm sorry that you felt afraid that I was going to react poorly to it. I mean, if you would have told me you wanted to practice with it, I would have offered to help. It just would have been. I would have been a little nervous about it, considering what it is. But I knew I trust you.
But you're right. I still should have told you, anyways, and I didn't. I
Well,
won't do that again. I promise.
he gives a soft nod. Well, the thing is gone now, and it came in a pinch, even though it collapsed the major tunnel. But there were worse ways to use it, considering it was going to be used in the worst way.
I had a sure to come in handy. He
Yes, that.
smiles nervously.
He also smiles nervously, and that was a good throw.
Thanks. I get the feeling I had some help, though.
Yeah, everybody contributed. Um, Look, I'm gonna be going out there, and I'm not gonna stand here and lie and say that I would really rather be dealing with Calagrin than Lucas right now, but the next time you see me, ask me what and who I learned my favorite game was. Just in case, okay?
What and who you learned your favorite game was?
Mm-hmm. He nods.
All right. Is there a particular reason why? Am I not going to recognize you, or?
He
Oh,
says this with a little quiver in his voice. It may not be me coming back.
right, right. I shows how little of an understanding I have of magic. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Considering we're in the lion's den now. So, I don't plan on doing anything stupid, but that's usually how it happens, so. My only goal is to scout around, check if the area is clear, come back. But, you know, just in case.
I understand. I trust you to come back to me, Muffin.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think I thought of a better name for you, actually. I wanted to test out before I head out. Um,
Oh,
yeah, he blushes a little bit. It's a little lame, but it's better than. I don't think Angel was bad. It's just this one's a bit cuter. Um, the honey bun.
Soren smiles and just starts. This is probably the first time anyone has ever heard Soren giggle. He goes, I love it. I love it, Muffin.
It's nowhere near as good as Muffin, but it's a close second.
I agree to disagree there. And he's gonna lean down and kiss him on the nose.
Yeah, he'll lean into it, and then when Soren is bent down, Agathar is going to give him a hug. And when he does, Soren can kind of feel him shivering.
Hey, what's wrong? You
Um,
scared?
it's yeah, I am. And I'm not going to go far with the scouting, but it's just being here. Because with Calagrin, we can just die. That's fine. But here, we could be worse than death can happen here. And I may not come back me, and if you look at me like a stranger, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know if I could live with you doing the same to me, but I thank you for giving me a back door, as it were.
Or at least a way to know that it is me, in a sense.
But if you do come back to me and it ain't you, that'll just drive me harder to try and bring you back. You know this, right?
Yeah, and, don't be afraid to knock my ass out. If you have to. I give you permission to kick my ass.
He Soren chuckles a little bit and he goes, "That's gonna be really hard for me to do, you know."
I know, but you may not have an option.
Right, and then I'll just have to kick the arse of whoever did that to you.
Yeah. He nods. Okay.
You have me permission to kick me arse too if I start doing the same thing.
Alright, I will. I'll give you a good fight. Just, I'm gonna have to get Miggy away from you first.
I'm fully counting on it.
He nods. Alright. I'll see you soon.
See you soon, Muffin. Love you.
Love you. He'll kiss Soren's cheek before stepping into his room and then closing the door.
And Soren will sigh and then walk off to his room as well. Actually, he'll walk back downstairs to the meeting.
Agathar, you
Mhm.
sit in silence for a few minutes, and then you hear a voice in your head. Don't worry. I won't let you come back to him like that, if that's your concern.
I'll kill you myself.
He gives a soft smile. I really appreciate that. I don't want to come back, not me in general. But as scared as I am of being used against them, I'm even more afraid of me making you do something you don't want to do.
I suppose it's fair. I could fight your control.
Good. Um, he kind of inhales slowly and exhales, and just kind of the exhales a half sigh, and he'll reach into his bag. I was really betting on having a nice little moment on the way to the outpost, but considering circumstances, fuck it. This is for you. And he'll pull out um, the wrapped package and set it on the bed. It was gonna give it to you for your rebirth day. I know it's been about 6, 7 months now, but I figured we would celebrate it halfway. I don't know if you actually have a birthday, so happy late birthday.
Hmm. I'll collect it when you leave. Do you want me to follow you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And I know you'll, I know you'll be safe.
I should be.
And you know, if something comes up, you'll let me know, right?
Can't make things too easy on you now, can I?
I know, but if anything happens to you, is what I mean.
There's a pause. And then she says, "Nothing will happen to me."
He nods. I believe you. And I know, and I believe you. I'm just... This place just has me scared, is all. But I think now more than ever I need to lock in and not do anything stupid.
Keep the fear. It will help.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just going to make sure it doesn't overrun me.
Good.
He'll adjust how he's sitting on his bed, and he'll sit cross-legged, and he will try to do the breathing techniques that Soren has taught him so far
Alright.
to kind of keep him centered and balanced.
Do a wisdom check.
Sure.
I will say you have advantage.
I don't need it.
Oh, you don't.
Look who's
Shit.
making all their wisdom checks.
You take a singular breath, exhale, and it is as if a water droplet fell onto a rippling, like, reflection, like a rippling lake, and it just, bing, still as a mirror. The fear is still there, but it is contained, compartmentalized. Not fully discarded, but very mechanically pushed to the side so as not to overwhelm you, but still there just enough to keep your senses sharp. And that's when you feel your body fade away. And you are nothing.
Oh no, he vibed too hard.
Opens his eyes, realizes he's died. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, shut the... I relaxed so hard I stopped my heart.
Yep.
Or he just invisible
And-
forever and nobody can ever see or hear him again.
When you open up your eyes, you see that the door to your room is currently ajar, and the dagger is gone.
He gives a small smile. And he will make his way out of the room and outside of the cart.
As you kind of like make your way through the cart, you pass by fully unobserved, and you find that the cart door is already open. It's open just enough for you to squeeze out of it.
Yeah, he will. Yep, he'll squeeze out of it and then begin his scoutful duties.
Right. You squeeze out of it. You look around for a bit. You look back to the door. The door is closed. As if it was never open.
Mhm.
And while you cannot see her, you feel that she is near.
Mhm.
Now you begin your scouting. Go ahead and roll for me a perception check at advantage, since you can take your time and walk.
Okay. 11. Oh, I went twice. That's weird.
11. Still enough
Yeah.
to know. Still enough to notice. You are walking around the area, and you hear a voice in the distance shouting. What do you do?
So where we are now, we are essentially in a cave.
No,
You guys
we
are.
haven't,
You guys
we
are.
haven't done anything.
Yeah.
We're hiding. The cart
Gotcha.
will mold to the environment on its own after like an hour. It's
Yeah.
that Morrigan wants to make sure the area is safe and clear of any kind of watchers before she does a spell that will like basically take a chunk out of the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that, how far is the yell?
I would say it's roughly. I'd say it's close enough to the cart to be semi-concerning, but
Yeah,
also like can't really make out what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Then in that case, he will go to whatever rooftop he will, he's right next to, make sure that he can look around to see if there are any observers, and then start heading in that direction. Considering it's close enough to be an issue if a chunk of a wall goes missing.
Okay.
This individual could potentially hear it.
As you make your way closer, you hear this voice shouting out in time, in rhythm, saying the exact same sequence of words. Agathar, Soren, Percival, and friends, you are all cordially invited to the King's Dining Hall. Please present yourself there, as there is much to discuss.
No, fuck you.
Agathar, Soren, Percival, and friends, you are welcome to meet with the king and be a part of a dinner. There is much to discuss. Please make your way there, post haste. And it just repeats. Repeats.
Is this a voice he recognizes?
No. And if you were to make your way all the way to where you can see the person saying it, it is one of the guards.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you're able to see the guard, you're able to hear more shouting from elsewhere in the city.
Okay.
So basically, what's your intelligence score?
15. No,
15?
sorry, 16. 16.
Okay. 16, I'd say that's probably enough. You were probably able to ascertain that Lucas is trying to invite you to dinner
Oh, yeah,
with the
I
guards.
immediately knew that. Yeah, I immediately knew that.
Yeah.
He lets out an unpleased sigh, but I mean the streets are empty
Yes.
except for these guards.
Yep.
I think once
after the third repeated sequence, there is another sequence added. We promise that there will be no spells cast. There will be just words spoken. Mutually beneficial dialogue for everyone. And then repeat the first phrase 3 times, then repeat that phrase.
Yeah, Agathar's head essentially is just like, that's all he needs. He doesn't need magic. And then he'll scout out the area a bit more. And then once he's secured the area, he's going to, I think, head back once this, and he'll stick around until this guard makes his way. So like he's kind of like starting to get far enough away from the cart to head
You will
back.
notice that as you see this guard get a good distance away, he turns around and comes back and starts like, the route for these guards is basically all over the city, and they are covering a very straightforward generic route.
Okay. Yeah, he'll huff before starting to head back to the cart.
You'll hear in your mind, do you want me to stay out here and continue listening?
I don't I don't think there's anything else going to be going on. The streets are empty and they're looking for us. Only if you think it's necessary, but I don't think it is. I think it's just going to be repeated messages. I think you can come back inside. And he'll go to the top of the cart and then enter from there. After doing one more look over.
2 seconds.
Mhm.
Anyway, so yeah, you make your way back to the cart, and so I think so I didn't quite catch. Did you confirm that you wanted her to stay out there to listen?
No, he's essentially, they're just going to repeat the message. There's no point.
That's
If
what. That might be the case, but if these are drones, so to speak, then their orders may change.
That's fair. Alright. Yeah, if you want to stay out here, just, be careful. Enchantment can be audio-based, so just be careful.
All right. And
he'll,
yeah, you make your way back to the cart.
He'll slip in through the roof hatch, and then make his way inside. Yeah, he'll make his way back to the group.
All right. You make your way back to the group. You find the door of the carriage is ever so slightly open.
Mhm.
And then of
Yep.
course you slip yourself inside, you close the door behind you, and you may reveal yourself to people that do not notice you're there.
He'll get close to the group, and then out of fucking nowhere. The coast seems to be clear, but we have a problem.
I would like all of you to you know what? I'm not even gonna have you guys roll the jump scare because Soy Fang does this shit all the time. It's just Agathar doing it instead.
It's just Agadar doing it instead.
Yeah.
But everybody else needs to make a check.
just whoa.
Yeah, and when he speaks, his cloak goes away. Lucas knows we're here. We have been cordially invited to dinner.
Oh,
Huh.
They claim that they want to talk to us. No magic involved, just dialogue.
He wants
it
something.
was just dialogue that took control of my brain.
Yeah, that's my point exactly. But there are guards all over the place repeating the message and doing rounds. So there's one near us, but if anybody is going to notice something happening around, it's going to be him. But we could time it where he's the furthest away that he can be before he turns back.
Very well. Let's get this working then. Mori strides toward the door.
Ember stands up and follows. I am
Bonnie?
helping, no?
You are.
And then Cinder follows behind as well. Vani, where is Vani at this moment?
Currently finishing tinkering for this long rest.
Okay. Then you are up in your room.
Someone collect her. They don't need to be out there immediately, so they have some time, but the sooner we can hide away the roost, the better.
I can go up there, probably. Cinder will turn around and just start moving up the stairs. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Stride down the hallway. Knock on your door. The workshop door gets knocked on, Vani.
Hold on! As there's a flash of light underneath the door. Should be safe now. Should.
Cinder opens the door. Hello, we need you downstairs to help hide the roost.
There's just bits of ash and scattered pieces. Alright. Think I'm gonna call it here for this one. As Vonnie gingerly puts down hammer. Ow.
You okay?
Yeah. Just made that rune a little bit too wide.
Would you like a band-aid?
No. It's not too serious, just there's spots in my vision at the moment. It'll be gone in a second.
Okay. He'll walk in the room and kind of like put a hand on your shoulder and help lead you out while you have your spots in your eyes.
Vonnie is currently temporarily blinded due to something.
Okay.
Awesome. Love it.
He slowly leads you down the corridor, down the stairs, helping you take them before making your way into the living room area and then over the front door. By the time you get to the front door, the blind spots have slowly petered out of your eyes and you can see well enough now.
Alright, I'm good. Thanks for that.
Wonderful. Let's do this quickly.
Let us. And the four of you walk out the door. All of you guys can roll perception.
Nine.
How about you, Vonnie?
25.
And big ol'
Yeah.
ears.
Yes.
15.
Are you going out there with him, Soren?
Oh, where were they going?
Outside to help hide the roost.
Yeah, Soren will go out and help out.
Okay.
He's not really doing much except taking more distressingly elongated baths.
All right. Well, with Soren and Vonnie, both of you kind of like pick up on the shouting at the same time. You, Vonnie, hear the specific words of like them inviting people to dinner. I forgot to mention, but they also add Renswa in the mix as well. Or not Renswa, sorry, Vonnie, my fault.
That's not concerning at all. Or creepy.
Yes.
Soren just under his breath kind of mutters, "Well, I hope we're all intending to disappoint him."
And as you guys kind of like shuffle around to the side, you like both Ember and Percival work on like shaping the stone to get the cart into position. Yes. What?
More, I use disintegrate and I make a fucking 10-foot by 10-foot cube.
Oh. Yeah, that's a thing.
77 damage to the mountainside.
Yep, just
as the mountain begins to collapse.
Well, I pick a spot where it's not going to happen, and it's a clean cube.
Ember looks at it and goes, "Oh, okay." And then she'll stone shape the wall a bit further down and a bit more to the right to kind of like give a bit more of a wider space for you to slip the cart into. Then Soren, roll me an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics go.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get a luck token.
Red.
Yeah.
It's still 12 though.
Don't strain yourself.
What's your strength score?
My strength is 25.
25. Okay. I will say you put your hands on the side of the cart and you start pushing, and you feel it go a little bit, but it doesn't really go that far.
She just looks at you like, Lauren, it can drive itself. Why are you pushing?
Slept. Sorry.
All right. Yes, you self-drive. You tell the cart to drive itself into the corner, which it does.
Why don't you use some of that stone shape to partially close this hole so we have an easy in and out?
Sorry. Got interrupted by food being delivered to me.
So yeah, Mori says like, why don't you use some of that stone shape to partially obscure the hole, and then your brother can do his magic to meld it with the adjoining wall, and Vani can finish the exterior, and we will have our little home sealed from outside observers.
I think I have a good idea. He will he'll kind of like look to his sibling and give her a nod, and she'll stand back a bit, and he'll hold out his hands. Cast a spell. He will cast Major Image. With that Major Image, you guys watch as he basically puts the wall back in place over the cart. As if it had never been disturbed.
Good. Good to see that you can pull your weight when it's needed.
Funny.
Alright.
Could you put the door right in the middle? And make it look like the rest of the stone?
Sure. Shad.
What's up?
Using
Your bard thing?
the bard thing along with Vani's passive active thing.
Okay.
Can I spin that to make it permanent?
I
Bard thing
would
only lasts an hour.
I would say with the linchpin of illusion standing beside you, sure you can.
I don't know how illusion will help with that.
The linchpin of transmutation is also standing right next to you.
Yeah, but you're not developed yet.
The linchpin
damn.
of transmutation is still going.
The linchpin of necromancy is fucking somewhere.
Both of them.
If you would like, Bonnie. Actually, no. Wait. yeah, sure. Bonnie, give me an Arcana check.
Arcana, something I am not good in. Apparently, I am.
You would know that some master illusionists can make their illusions reality.
They trick the world into thinking, oh yeah, this is real.
It's not really. Are you forgetting what I'm talking about?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm
Good question,
telling you.
Shad. How many charges does my staff have?
Currently 20.
Works for me.
Looking at whichever one is the linchpin I'm forgetting at the moment.
Illusionist, yeah. Thunder.
I might need a little bit of help. I've never really done anything like this. Closest thing to this that I've done. Let's
Gives
just
you a
say,
thumbs up. I believe in you.
let's just say something might not be pretty happens. And Vani is going to conjure the wall.
Well, you're conjuring the door in the wall. He's already got the wall. Everything about the wall covered. He needs you for the door. And he needs the door to look like the wall.
All
Does
right.
that make sense?
Yeah. What I thought it was is the illusion, and then Vani just throws the wall behind it.
Oh no, no, no! You'll see. You'll see. So do you put the door right in the middle where he says you should put it?
Yeah.
Right. It goes right over the actual door to the cart, and once that happens, you see him flick his pinky out, and then twirl his index finger, which you see a ring upon, that shines and glistens with a yellow light as the wall ripples, and he then lets go of his spell. The wall is still there. He then walks over to it, gives it a couple knocks. Eh? Solid? Eh? Rock solid work, no?
Yeah. Yeah. As Vani starts leaning forward. It's a migraine.
Yes. And he'll catch you if you like fall forward and like are about to hit the ground. He'll like catch you.
It's more of one of those you're just leaning forward in pain, not really falling over.
He'll still catch you. You okay?
Yeah, just doing things like that takes a toll.
You hear like a slight clapping from behind Mori looking over the work being done. Marvelous. Competent work for a change. Good job.
Never.
Cinder frowns at you. Hey, I do competent work all the time.
I have yet to see any work from you until this moment.
That was the show I put on.
Was I here for that? No.
Damn.
Well, I'm not wrong about that.
I paid you a compliment. Take it.
Yeah, fine. I take what I can get.
And she unscrews the cap to a bottle before having a deep drink of it. We need to talk to the others and get the plan in order. The both of you head in. I have a spell to cast before I rejoin you.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you mind if I hang around here just in case something comes up?
Sure. Won't be able to see what is happening around me for a short moment. I just can't cast this sort of spell within the caravan.
Gives you a thumbs up. And
Or-
Bonnie, Soren, did the two of you shuffle into the cart?
Yeah, Vani's gonna shuffle in.
All right. Ash will kind of like
if
help
Soren's
you.
done it, he'll go in.
All right. Morgan. Okay, so basically you guys walk up to the wall, and Vani, you kind of like put your hand on the wall and you push forward a bit, and the wall opens up into a door. And then you guys go to the cart door, open it up, and get inside the cart, and so on and so forth. After a little bit, the door that was opened closes back with a light. What spell are you casting, Morgan?
Scrying.
Scry. Who are you targeting?
Micah.
Alright.
Alright, the save DC is 20, and with my familiarity of this person, they have several, I believe, several minuses.
Familiars, they have no minus, but also no bonus. I doubt you have a likeness or a picture or a piece of their body on you.
No, unless you count mental images.
No, I do not count my images.
Fair enough.
The only way I would count a mental image is if you had keen mind specifically.
Fair enough. So yeah, I use my my newly minted staff, which I think is worth more than 1,000. Thank you.
Okay. Spell save DC?
20.
20.
Oh, it's about to get a lot higher once I get my book.
Give me just a second. Okay. So, you perform the scrying. You stare into the orb atop your staff. And you see her likeness come into view. You also see that she is seated at a dinner table with a full plate in front of her, but she has not touched it. You see that there are multiple empty seats across from her, and to her left is Valen, and to her right is Bethany.
No man of the hour?
Well, he's probably out of sight, because, your scrying sensor only sees within 10 feet of the target.
Can I hear anything being whispered, or is everybody utterly silent?
You can hear Lucas saying, "Oh, I wonder if they'll actually accept my invitation. It'd be lovely if they did. I have so many little things I want to discuss with them. They've had such a fun time since the last time we spoke. Right, everyone?" And no one else talks. Of course I'm right. And with that, I think I'm going to change the message a little bit. He claps his hands twice, or you hear him clapping his hands twice, and you hear him say, "Please tell the guards to change the message to the first two messages, followed by the third message, and then the fourth message is going to be, we have your family member with us, and we are
Begrudgingly.
willing..." Sorry, what?
Valen says begrudgingly.
Yes! We have your family member with us begrudgingly. And
Balin says that?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
And we would love to have them over for dinner. And that he will vouch that we will not do anything untoward. All we want to do is talk.
I make no promises.
Of course you don't. Now, skimper, scamper, skimper, scamper. The messenger runs off.
What can I see on Valen? How's he looking?
Valen looks relatively unchanged. His armor more in disrepair. He looks tired, even.
I will note that Valen is also currently wearing a robe that has 2 crowns with an eye above them, forming a trifecta.
Is it ill-fitting and looks like it's begrudgingly put on like this is my get-along shirt?
Pretty much.
Yes.
It looks
How,
like it looks like even the hem of it was ripped apart just to make it less uniform.
What about Bethany? What's her expression? What's she doing?
She's currently picking at food, looking not very happy at the moment. She's not her usual joyous demeanor. And the target of your scrying looks as if they are paralyzed with fear current.
Good.
Fuck 'em.
She closes her eyes before pulling the staff up. Alright, let's go in. There's much to discuss.
And around the point in time you're turning around, you hear the new message that you just heard in the scrying be repeated by the guy walking on patrol.
Looks over her shoulder. It's a frightening speed at which the entirety of this place can be alerted. Doesn't
Cinder-
bode well.
Cinder shrugs. Maybe it's like a game of telephone.
That's exactly what it is. A network. One that is magically upheld. As I can tell you for sure, after the third person, a message is rarely the same.
Very true. But, you know what this does mean?
What does this mean?
The message still has to be passed along, no?
True. There are going to be moments, but there are very small windows to act upon.
It also means that they do not sync to each other, what they are saying.
There is a moment of like contemplation on that. I wonder. Looking to them. Head inside. I will be back momentarily.
I would like to go with you.
There's like a... She's not facing them, but there's just like... You could... If the camera were panned onto Morrigan's face, there's just like a sneer. Of course she would. I'd
Okay.
prefer it. You didn't.
I mean, this is interesting, no? Plus, we are dealing with enchanters. If you go alone, then the likelihood of you being ooga-booga'd and spooky away in the van is more likely, no?
Unlikely. I saw all of them. In one place, waiting. They are going to give us some time before they go out looking for us. At least a few moments.
He shrugs. Maybe. Who's
I
to
am not
say?
past.
Who's to say he can't ooga-boogie you through a pond, though?
Just looks at them, then every statement you just said means nothing.
But if you get caught, then I can always run away.
He just droops. Never mind, I'll test it later. She heads towards
Fine,
the caravan.
go on your own. Go on your own little adventure. We'll go back into the cart. Like a depresso espresso.
Just drinks more from the bottle.
Oh, woe is me. Never any adventures for poor Cinder.
You're a freeloader who joined my group at a time of distress and has not left yet. Oh, woe is you.
I was supposed to come here for training. Where's the training if I'm not allowed to do anything, no?
Uphold the illusion. Your training. Oh, how important.
Ah, but this is already upheld. That's it.
Pokes him in the belly with her staff before turning and leaving.
uh, so muppy. Ooh, oh, dude. You hear him like talking to himself. It's kind of like goes back in. What do you do?
Morrigan is walking towards the announcer as her body shifts to that of Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And she clears her throat as the
You don't
tone
know
of
what
her
he looks
voice.
like.
Yes, we've seen him.
Nope.
We haven't seen his face.
You have seen a robe figure.
I will become a robed figure.
I think Valen's the only one that's seen his face, if I remember.
No, Valen hasn't even seen his face.
I don't
No,
think
but-
You guys may be thinking about the Valentine's Day one-off.
I know.
No, not the Valentine's Day. No, I know who I'm thinking of.
I know.
Continue.
He's after the whole Bethany thing, he straight up strolled up on us and be like, "Guess what, lolly-lolo." That's all you can say, and then fucked off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
was
he was
robed.
hooded.
Cowled.
Yeah, he was robed.
Couldn't see
I
his
thought
face.
Agathar was able to. I thought Agathar was able to see it because
He was able to see through that one dude's gaze. I
Oh, it
don't
was
know if
another
he was
dude,
able to
okay.
see through Lucas's.
No.
Yeah.
Lucas's identity and what he looks like has been obscured from you guys for this entire
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I
okay.
thought.
Then I will use 2 charges from my staff and become invisible.
Okay, you are invisible.
And as I approach, I will speak, mimicking Lucas's voice. What will I say? I think Morg is like, there's been a change in the message. I want you to sing this melody. As she relays a very short limerick of something silly.
Okay.
I once knew a man from Nantucket. and instructs this man to go about spreading it. Does he do so?
Give me a higher.
Hi.
All right, you call high.
Shoot for the stars.
Okay.
Ah.
All right then. You hear him kind of like you see him like stand at attention, and then nod, and then he begins to repeat that as one of his message phrases.
She nods before heading back.
Fucked up the whole assembly line.
I like being annoying. I head back into the cart. As soon as the door is shut behind me, I reappear. We have much to discuss. Valen is here.
Did your plan work?
It did. We'll be serenaded on our way if we decide to go.
Ooh, fancy.
The guards are working off of verbal components. They transfer between one another, but can be influenced if using the right voice. For now, at least. That may change. It seems the spell used to control them is strenuous when spread so thin, so it must rely on more rudimentary forms of command.
You don't think that there is an amplifier somehow? If even Lucas probably has his limits.
I think the nature of the enchantment is his limit at the moment. It's probably a lesser version of his enchantment, allowing him to cast it several 100 times rather than 1 or 2 very powerful ones. People are not adventurers or particularly strong to resist it.
No,
So there may be an amplifier, but there is no reason to believe there is one either. He is there. He does not seem to be under anyone's control. He's currently complaining and moaning as he always is.
That's fair. I wonder if the same is happening at the other city. But there's no point in thinking about it now.
So, what do we want to do? He wants something from us.
Well, I'm assuming that we're not going to, that we're actually going to disappoint him.
I mean, it's a thought coming from a sellsword. Calagrin's right outside.
We did not see much of Calagrin outside.
True.
True, incredibly powerful unit, but it only seemed like one squad hunting us.
Well, if a single word can be told and entirety of the city can follow the orders. Possible distraction?
What is it that
Agatha-
you're actually suggesting be done then?
See if the city can't, go up in arms against Calagrin right now. Either give us time to escape, ensure that Lucas, should we decide to meet him, doesn't have any reinforcements.
There is one thing, if we do decide to go, that might be advantageous to take advantage of. And with a begrudging sigh, his head tilts and he's gonna look at Cecil.
Yes. Smile.
If we do go, I can snoop around while Cecil is in my stead.
Ooh, sounds like fun.
Yeah, of course it does.
Does this mean I get to be in your skin again?
It means you get to
mean
act
again?
like me, but you don't speak.
What happens
Aw.
if something goes... Well, I mean, honestly, if it comes to the opportunity where they try using your name to command you, we've already gotten into a hairy situation. But it wouldn't work on them.
Well, Bethany has already tried my name once, and it didn't work. So she wouldn't have any reason to try it again.
Fair.
Though granted, it would work now, but she doesn't know that.
No, I have a question. You're very talkative, Agathar. Are you sure it wouldn't be out of character for me to be so quiet?
I think it would be in character if I looked very angry, and so it is very... The logic is there that I'm angry enough where I'm being quiet so I don't say anything I'm going to regret.
You've never been quiet while angry.
Just let the rat speak.
Alright, fine.
Trust, Agathar. I am perfectly unhappy.
The
Yes.
Soren just kind of sneers as he says this.
Don't... Or...
Don't word it like that.
Are we going to this event or not? We need to make a decision.
Well, if we just sit here and wait and do nothing, he's going to get more forward.
He did not seem to... He seemed on the fence on whether we would show up or not. He's trying to tempt us into it. He will eventually come looking. It is clear he knows that we are still within the city. We haven't left. I am assuming the other way out of here into the port is being watched. And I
There,
assume he's...
there are technically 4 ways out of here, if you include the main entrance there, Boulder. So, sorry. Your character would know this. There is
Isn't the main entrance the one we blew?
Yeah, this is the main entrance, the one you blew. This is to the port. Then there's one that leads over here to the Crystal Lake, and there's one that leads down here towards the Tatalon Jungles again.
That's
Now,
such a
these-
long way.
These paths are not very often used, except for by dwarves. This path is used by a lot of people, and this path is used by a lot of normal people, but these paths are not used by anyone but dwarves, mostly, and kobolds.
Oh yeah.
But that's what
So
your character would know. But there are 4 ways out.
We have effectively lost Calagrin at the moment. The 3 paths we could take will lead in such a wide area, it would be essentially a time to pull back and wait for us to resurface before they re-engage the hunt. I don't believe we have to worry about them. It is all Lucas right now.
So, do we attempt to leave now using one of the entrances that are not used?
No, I say we could send a proxy. If he only wishes to speak, us being there physically is not technically necessary. I can send Smudge. Smudge can speak. I can speak through them.
That's probably not going to be good enough.
Well, he was not entirely prudent on requirements, only that we should attend. I will attend in spirit. He is so desperate for our help or wishes us to be present, he will take what he gets. If not, he will destroy Smudge and we will at least get eyes on Valen again.
I guess that's better than willingly walk into a trap. But what if he can affect you through your familiar?
Then we go from there. If we sit trying to piece together every single loophole, we'll never do anything.
Smudge is smart, fully capable of making decisions on their own if need be.
And if not, there's the other in them.
Smear? I'd rather not make any sort of dependencies on the shadow.
Oh, come on, boss.
You can do it, boss, I swear.
I won't make a deal with him behind your back. No way.
Why would I do that?
You literally can't.
Anyway.
But come on, boss. I haven't had screen time in like 6 months.
At around this point in time, Agathar, you get you hear from Soifang again.
Mhm.
The message has changed. Aside from the song that Morrigan put into their speech lines, another line was added.
Messing with my toys.
I like that song. New request, please. I don't know. What is he saying?
New line is the new line is we have Soren's family. Please come pick them up.
Agathar's eyes wince and his head rolls back and just lets out a groan. Oh, fucking course he does.
He does. Who does what?
They took his family.
Yes, they have your parents.
Oh, was Soifang saying that out loud or just to Agathar?
No,
To
she's still
Agathar, she's
outside.
outside.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
outside,
Morrigan,
okay.
Morrigan made a connection because there's no one else in this town that we care about.
Yeah, of course. Soren Lucas has your family.
What?
His hair begins to stand on end, and then he goes, he could be lying just to try and get us there.
Don't believe he'd
But-
have terribly much an issue to collect 2 Herringon.
But also, how would he know that they matter to you? How else?
Watching us.
There,
And he knew, if he's been watching us, then he knew exactly where they were.
God damn it.
Well, it sort of backs us into a corner.
Or we plow through the front gates.
Like in an assault?
No, metaphorically.
Oh.
He-
Make an
Instead
entrance.
Instead of dancing around the issue, we simply confront it.
I'm for it. Let's get going.
Yeah.
Peggy,
Hmm?
is there... Do you know if a silence spell can be localized and focused on one point?
Unless you have a way of modifying the spell, it affects a radius at a point.
I,
There are ways to do such things, but they require charms and preparation.
Which we have none of right now.
I was willing to
No.
be deafened this whole time just so I ain't turned against you.
We would
You-
need a basilisk's tongue for such a spell.
I could
Give me a second.
plug your ears with something.
Hi, Vani, are you able to make anything that could do that?
Possibly. See.
Because it
Bonnie's-
turns it
Bonnie
turns
starts
out
counting.
because it turns out that my parents actually had the name that I chose upon leaving the Eterican encampment. So me having an alternate name ain't really a defense anymore.
I think I can whip something up. Downside is it'll be only limited to 5.
We don't
Or-
have the time. If he keeps changing messages like this, it sounds like he's getting impatient.
I was gonna say I could probably see if I have some basilisk tongue.
Why do you have basilisk tongue?
I keep a lot of things on me, don't.
It's Aggie. You said you had something.
I could use some bone and make earplugs.
For you.
Well, I can make it for everybody. I have plenty of bone I can use.
It's fair. Well, let's walk and talk at this point.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that basilisk tongues are very rare and difficult to acquire.
They are fairly uncommon. They just don't keep very long unless pickled.
Right. So if
The
if
front
you
door
could make
is
the bone,
currently opening
Yeah.
as Renslaw just leaves.
Hey.
Yeah, it follows
Um,
after.
Nia-
Alright, so I guess we're not gonna need that basilisk tongue. Alright.
Neatal
Unless-
will move to leave, but then she'll kind of look to you, Soren. You'll bring him back, right?
of course.
Okay, and I'll stay here. I want to endanger you guys further.
How would you endanger us?
More peoples, more minds to take control of.
Right, and knowing the name is something that only Bethany needs. Right, I'll do everything I can to bring him back here.
He nods.
Agatha is going to, as he's starting to leave, he's going to turn to face Eloise. He's going to dig something out of his... He's going to reach up into his horn and just like it just molds over his fingers, and he's going to pull the cart key out, and he's going to toss it to her just in case.
Okay. Stay safe. All of you.
Morrigan will remember this.
All
You're gonna
right.
wake up one night with a hacksaw next to your horns to be like, go back to sleep.
So you guys make your way out of the cart and begin making your way through the city. The second you
Yep.
encounter a guard that is giving a message, they immediately turn off their messages and they look at you and go, "I will escort you to the king's room. Please follow me." And then they turn around and begin to walk. Follow.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
I'll use Lucas's voice to command the guard to sing us a song as we go.
What was that?
I'm gonna use Lucas's voice to tell the guard to sing us a song as we go. Serenade us, guard.
All right then. Give me a
While
second,
we're
give me a second.
walking, Bonnie is working on something. See from her bag just several different amulets. Like, sure, this one.
Along the tunnel beats the heart of a man. A knight without armor in a savage land. That's the guy who starts singing.
Better than silence.
He's the one called Paladin. So yeah.
I love you.
So, Shad,
You
Shad.
love me.
That little thing. How
What's
does
up?
it? That little thing that I messaged you about.
Not
I can only do 5 runes. I'm using my limited.
I would say I've already used an ability once. Roll
Ability once.
are they
Where is it?
gotta get this cleared out.
Yep.
Just yes or no.
No.
Okay, then yeah, sure. I will say you
Alright.
can't do them like immediately. You have to kind of how does the ability work? Is it like an action to do it? Or what?
You.
Look, tell you what.
That's what it is.
That's what it is? Okay.
Yeah. That's everything
Okay.
you gave.
Okay. Then alright. I would say it would burn spell slots, and also it would only work for a set duration of time. That's
Okay.
gonna be my temporary ruling.
Okay.
We'll fix this more later, but that's my ruling for right now.
Yep. Because this is my first time using that.
Pretty much. And also you're trying to get a very powerful effect.
Yep.
So yeah, I would say second level and above spell slot for each person you want to hit with it, and it would last 10 minutes. We can worry about durations later, but they can just activate it whenever they want. Is how it would work.
Yep. Man, that's 5 slots. Damn.
Yep.
Don't count on me to do much of anything. Here you go.
Can I ask you something real quick, Shad?
What's up?
As we're going, can I make one of those tokens?
What token?
One of the ones where I sack a maximum HP value for an effect.
Yeah, but what effect?
Eat one spell.
Okay, so you want to eat a spell. You want to counterspell,
Yes.
basically.
Essentially, one spell like ability or effect that affects me fails the first time.
Okay, powerful effect. I'm gonna say 15 hit points for now.
Okay.
It may go up, it may go down. We'll determine that later. And it can only be one, and it's only one person at a time.
Yeah, it's on her.
I figured.
Actually, no. She tosses it to Soren.
Okay.
Soren, you see her like pull out like one of the charms that she has in a satchel. It's like a cord with what looks to be like a feather and what looks to be a dried finger. And she like slices her palm and smears a bit of her blood into it as it sort of absorbs it before she tosses it to you. It's like, catch.
He catches it and says, "Well, what's this?"
A lifeline.
He goes, "Do I wear it around my neck or do I just keep it with me?"
It does appear like a necklace.
He,
It will negate the single effect.
oh, I see. Thank you. And he's gonna tie it around his neck under the red cowl that he's wearing so that it's hidden by it.
Yeah,
Alright.
it is kind of a grisly charm.
Alright. And speaking of passing things around, here's these. Don't mind the craftsmanship, it's shoddy. As Vonnie passes out some rather basic rings. There's a gem just hanging loosely out of it. It's not a perfect means, but once we decide to say, draw swords, cast spells, that kind of thing, we'll only be able to communicate with each other, and we will not hear anything outside.
Well, now that is a heck of a charm.
That's useful.
Downside, 10 minutes. You break it, it begins crumbling away with a 10-minute countdown.
Works for me. Anyone else got any presents?
The only presents I have are for Lucas if he tries something funny.
Yeah, I've only got two, and their names are Migi and Hidari.
I could do one thing, but if something happens, I don't want it being used against you.
That's why I gave Soren the charm, so I don't meet his blades a second time.
Well, is that all for everyone?
Seems like it. I don't have mage armor, funnily enough. I thought that would be something that the staff would have.
Let's see. I
Uh,
don't have that ready, so I can't give it to you. Bard knowledge only lasts an hour, so it's gonna take us longer.
Alright then. So, you walk through the city. You walk through this deserted city, collecting more guards on your way up.
Do they sing?
Slowly, yeah, sure, they begin singing. They stop
Oh,
what they were
man.
saying and they begin singing Paladin. But by the time you get
Are they in sync?
yes.
Ah, yes.
By the time you guys reach the entrance to the main castle area, you hear "Paladin, Paladin, where do you roam?" echoed in stereo across like 10 other people.
Like 58 speakers surround.
Pretty much.
I'm quite pleased with myself in this.
And once they reach the area, they stop singing, and the guy in front of you gestures. Inside you go.
I did not tell you to stop singing as we head in.
Paladin, Paladin, where do you roam? All right. Let me do a small music change whenever you guys get into the area.
Walks inside, all of us break gems. Fight starts.
We see Lucas like, "Hey, Lucas, catch!" and I throw a tiny little chess piece at him as I say like, "Hangover," and then it fucking becomes a tower on top of him. It's just like I just killed the Wicked Witch of the West. Curl them little tootsies underneath that bridge.
Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah. So, you
Welcome
guys.
to the fucking circus.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
We found the clown.
So yeah, you guys make your way into the. Well, let me actually adjust the.
Let me open up Valen's character sheet just
So-
in case.
So you guys make your way into the castle grounds. You walk through the large double doors as they open up for you, and you make your way down a long hallway and through another set of double doors that open up for you into a grand hallway, or into like a grand theater room with a large table right in the middle of it, hewn into the stone, with a bunch of chairs all along the sides of it. You see the two kings of the dwarves standing off to the side, dancing with one another. You see...
I should have had them dance.
You see Lucas, of course, at the head of the table. You see to his left is, in order of appearance, Bethany, Simone, and Valen. And then to his right are Soren's parents.
Do his parents look normal, or do they also look kind of robotic?
They look very nervous.
See,
Here,
I half
eat your pineapple.
I half expected them to just be cheery. It's like, oh, Soren, you didn't tell me you had so many friends.
I'm not even gonna lie. That's you keep calling shit shy. Stop it. They look nervous for a little bit, and then like you guys walk in, and like she waves. Oh look, it's Miss Son and his friends. Evening. You didn't tell me you were friends with the Kings.
Soren just like nervously waves and goes, "Hi, what brought you here?"
Oh, well, we heard the guards calling your name, and of course, I was like, oh, maybe he's in trouble, and then your father, yep, that's me, went out there to go check with them, and...
They gave themselves up.
And the guard turned to us and said, oh, you're the parents of Soren? Well, you should come with us. And so we came with him, and we went, and we're meeting the king.
Come on, what the...
I'm sorry, but fucking... Yep, that's me.
That's me.
Fucking kill me.
Oh, you is da.
Nope, that's me.
Except
Hey,
no substitutions.
I don't know, it was so funny.
Nope, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got here.
I think you liked it so much because he kind of sounded like Goofy there for a second. Like, oh,
Oh, that's me.
It was just so out of left field.
But yes, Soren, even with the 12, your mother and father are not lying. They literally heard your name, and your dad walked up to the guards to be like, hey, why are you calling my son's name? And they're like, oh, it's your son? You should come with us. And they just came here.
Damn it.
They literally came here of their own free will.
Into the fucking hornet's nest.
They have no idea.
He just like lowers his head and sighs and goes, "Hey, it's good to see you. Good to know you're all right."
Yes, and it was very wonderful to meet Mela and fuck your dad's name.
Oh, that means Lucas doesn't know it. That means Lucas doesn't know it.
No.
Lucas is like, shit, what's your dad's name? And he's like, oh, I don't know either.
Your dad would have introduced
Everybody
himself.
has to make a fucking check to remember Soren's dad's name.
I'm very forgettable.
Roll me a history check, Shad.
I roll a natural 20. Tell me the name.
You're not
Actually,
a
I
porch
use,
wizard as far as no, it's Tark.
Tarek, okay, thank you. That's right. Tarek and Mela Wanderwind have been
That's me.
amazing guests. Oh, that's me. Great guest for the king. One's getting recognized for all those years of service. Exactly. All
What
those
does
years of
Lucas fucking
service
look
in the
like?
mines. Still in the robes, still with obscured face.
We don't
Can we
see a
put-
snout
Nope.
so far.
Can we-
Unless it's...
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, like basically there's like this dark void where his face should be with like two eyes peering out from within. Purple eyes, obviously.
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask.
Yeah, so who's got the purple eyes? I'm sorry.
Lucas does.
Lucas
Right.
does.
Yeah.
And of course, Mela and Theron. We were just trying to call your son here for a simple meeting of the minds because we have much to discuss. Isn't that right, Soren?
You mean Mela and Tark?
Mela and Tarek. That's what he said.
Yeah, you said Theron.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna write this down. Mela.
And then proceed to forget it 5 seconds later.
Tarek. There
Uses
we
the
go.
note.
Written down. They're written down. At any rate,
So,
I've been talking to Mela and Tark, and they absolutely love their son Soren, and they love their daughter Neatal.
Their eyes are, and the parents' eyes are not purple.
No,
Hold on.
they're both just nodding along, just like, yep.
Yep,
Love you, daughter.
they
don't
don't need to be
think-
controlled to give them what
Yeah.
they want.
They are more than happy to just blab on and on about their son. Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Rinsois avoids growling at him mentioning Neatal.
They Well,
But
you've
there's definitely
entertained-
there's definitely like a flare of the nostrils.
You've entertained them long enough. If you want to talk with us, they can be allowed to leave.
Oh, but of course. And, Tarek, Mela, you have both been wonderful guests. I hope you enjoyed the dinner. I hope you enjoyed the food. It was specially prepared for your son and his lovely cohorts, but it seems as if our dinner got a little bit cold. But it's okay. It's of no matter because we can cook up more of it. Soren, why are you going and ignoring the king's requests? That's not nice of you. I raised you better than that.
He's a right rebel.
No, we got a little bit busy. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Not
For
used
me
to
and
the
Chris,
city.
though.
Not used to the city. We got lost.
Oh,
Easily.
you're right about that. Yeah, you can get real lost around here. Sometimes things get a little bit topsy-turvy even for old me. Don't get turned around for me, at the very least. I go to one place and then go back to my home.
Like, did I go into the wrong mine? It's got the wrong smoke, and it just makes me turned.
At any rate, Mela and Tarek, the two of you may leave. And, of course, take the leftovers with you. Please, please, please. It is there for a reason, is it not? Oh, but of course it is. Thank you, King. And the two of them basically pick up their dishes and they give him a bow and they leave. And Mela gives you a hug, Soren. You know where your sister is, Soren?
And she had to go off and take care of something.
Oh,
She's fine, though.
All right then. All right then. So long as you're both well and fine. She'll pinch your cheeks. Make sure you eat healthy. Food here's real good nutrients and stuff. And she'll scamper away. Lucas then gestures to the table. Please, by all means, a seat at the table for all of you.
As they were talking, Agatha just kind of looks over at Valen. Is he looking over at us?
He just looks bored, and
But
every now and then just staring at Lucas.
Does he look over at all?
He did when you guys approached, but he's more
Focused on Lucas.
yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
I
Yeah, I guess Agatha will start walking into a seat.
will sit across from Simone.
She actually looks at you, and there's this look of recognition in her eyes, and she's like, oh, hi, Percival.
Just this like long, just leer at them, with the only response being Micah.
To which Lucas leans forward. Oh, Simone, you know Percival, do you? Yeah, we were acquaintances. I'm sensing a bit of history. Please, one of you spill the tea. I'd love to drink it in.
You've had enough. What do you want?
Fine, I suppose I'll get it from her later. So, first of all, is everyone seated?
Soren doesn't want to.
Yeah, no, Rinsois very, very begrudgingly takes a seat.
All right.
Her attention is torn between. She can't decide who to glare at between fucking Lucas, Simone, and Bethany. So she elects to sit where she can glare at all three of them at once.
All right.
Soren begrudgingly sits down, but he has his left hand over both sheaths at all times.
Right. I will note for you, Renswell, if you'd like, you may roll an insight check.
Shooting.
I will say with 13, you would think you would note that Simone looks like she has seen a ghost, and that Bethany is not looking at any of you. She looks very unenthused to be here. And once everyone has taken a seat, Lucas then says, "Okay, well, lovely, lovely, lovely little things. I have heard so much about your adventures. Did you
I'm
know?"
sure.
Yes, of course. Did you know you're wanted criminals now?
I'm a kobold. I'm a criminal here just by being alive.
I've been a wanted criminal since I was a small child.
Oh, yes, but you're wanted for a lot more than that now.
I
You mean
gathered.
You mean like killing some of the debt lords?
I suppose there is that, but He pauses. Heard a rumor. He holds.
Agatha grumbles.
There's a click from under the table where Soren's sitting.
You have all the tact of a
Rincewind
gorilla.
just-
Just out with it already, you.
Rincewind just stares at him unamused.
Oh, you guys are no fun.
You're
We're
no
not here to
fun.
have fun.
Oh, fine. Okay, fine. I heard a rumor that a certain group of magical terrorists were responsible for a near bombing of the capital city of the humans.
It was me. Oh, not them.
There's another like very muted tink as Soren's blade goes fully back into its sheath.
3, let's be fair. When it comes to Calagrin, anyone who's a magic user is a terrorist. By the simple virtue of having magic.
Yes, which is a bit of an issue, you see. And even more of an issue is
the fact that they're outside your gates.
Well, I mean, you dealt with that quite handily when you blew them up.
You're welcome.
You and I both know that won't put a stop to Calagrin.
Well, of course
If
it
anything,
will.
it'll only encourage him.
Oh, yes, and that's why I'm asking for all of you to help me do a favor. Seeing as how you were already going to blow up the city, I have a proposition instead. What if all of you were to help me and these lovely dwarven jester kings over here? He wiggles a hand over towards the dwarven kings. Exact a bit of revenge on the humans for their slaughtering of one of my lovely.
Agatha's
Nothing.
eyebrow raises slightly. You want vengeance against someone like that doesn't seem your style?
You don't want vengeance. You're afraid they'll do it to you next.
No. You see, I actually have a semi-moral boundary of some kind. And I
News to
believe...
me.
And I am very much a believer in the proponent of an eye for an eye, so on and so forth. They killed an archmage, so of course I would love to simply sweep away their filthy little city. And I'm
Well,
sure at
how
least
do you-
one of you would love that.
I'll have you know the only reason that hasn't already happened is because the group is morally against such a thing.
Oh, pooh. How sad. Well, say what you will. The rulership at least needs to go. And I'm willing to help with that. Aren't I a blessed thing to have?
You mean take the power vacuum that it
A
causes?
veritable fucking saint.
Well, I don't care about power vacuums. This, he gestures to kind of like the area around him. This was all circumstances, shall we say. I don't really exert control this finely unless I am forced to. And, well, these humans force my hand and I wish to, well, deal with them.
And we'll be getting what?
Well, I mean, you'll be getting the benefit of 2 dwarven nations worth of armies. You'll be getting the benefit of...
Oh, no. What do we get out of this deal?
Well, you get your revenge, obviously. And, well, Calagrin doesn't get a foothold in Vori. I think that's a win-win for everyone here.
Yes,
My
that
fucking
benefits my
brother.
Oh, your brother! Yes. I suppose you can have him back too at the end of all of this. Because...
No.
During.
Now.
Fine, I'm for it.
That's
You want-
not...
You
How-
want goodwill with us? Give him back.
Oh. That's
You
not
said
how
eye
this
for an-
works.
You said eye for an eye. A similar saying is that you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
I want my grump.
You want your grub.
He's the only one that agrees with me.
You know
He
what?
was the only one willing to let me commit genocide and not ask questions.
You know what? I will make a... I will meet you in the middle on this one. You go retrieve Miss Archmage of Divination now, Miss New Archmage of Divination, and I shall release Valen into your custody afterwards. Extra protection
What do
for
you-
the Archmage.
Wouldn't you want him there while we get the mage?
Hmm,
That wouldn't be much
No.
extra protection.
I like having my little grump with me. I get to
Why?
pinch
What's
his
Not
cheeks.
your grump.
I look at Valen and then did him, and it's like, he can't possibly have done very much to help you at this point. Is it just to be annoying to us?
No!
If anything,
He's been actively sabotaging me, and he thinks I don't notice such things.
yeah. I almost had Simone kill herself.
Yes. It was quite funny. But of course, I need her alive. And you know that now, don't you, Valen? He likes to give me the silent treatment.
I mean,
Morgan cursing that she doesn't have disintegrate to just take Mike out right now. Just be like, oh no, she's gone.
At any rate, if you go retrieve the baby Archmage, I shall release Valen into your custody.
What do you want with her?
What's the catch?
Oh, the catch? Simple. She can't die.
What do you want with her?
I want her to live. Duh.
Is that the only thing that needs to happen? That she live and get out of this place easily enough?
Yes. And of course, have her promise ring and help with the great cataclysm that is to come.
Then at no point does she trade hands from us to you.
Sure, I don't really care.
I mean, Shad, this is a fucking shot in the dark. It worth with Raymir. Can he just incite Lucas to see if he can try to find any undertones of like, is there more to him than caring of just like, oh, she's an archmage, she's my kin? Is there something else to it?
Go for it.
Can he find an undertone of his speech?
He's a sneaky snake.
He's a sneaky little
Soren-
sneaky snake.
A little sneaky snake.
It's
Soren would
worth
also like to
trying.
insight. Would also like
It's
to
not-
insight.
Ah!
Wow,
Go,
no
Soren.
insights for anybody. Soren wants to insight, I guess, both Lucas and Bethany because he kind of wants to see if why Bethany is looking uncomfortable at the moment.
Go for it.
Is that two separate insights or just one?
I will say 2 separate ones.
Okay, roll
just
20. You keep making me roll single digits on these. I need a double digit
Come on!
sometimes. So for Lucas,
Come on!
fuck you. For Bethany, fuck
Fuck you!
Uh,
What is up?
Can I roll an insight with my
Renslaw
plus
just
one?
wants to look at fucking.
Hold on. All right.
Hold on,
Lucas.
everyone. All right,
Yeah.
Renslaw, you're looking at Lucas. Insight.
What is?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Now, Morgan, you also wanted to look at Lucas, or did you want to look at Bethany instead?
I'll give Bethany a leer.
Go for it. Oh. Okay.
Lauren, I can't believe you just always roll under 10
Yeah,
with the shit
it's
you're good
so
at.
bad.
Okay.
I'm good at
Okay.
reading people. Never.
So,
Insane.
with a 25 insight on Lucas, Renswa, you were able to determine that he is exactly intending on exacting revenge on the human kingdom for the specific reason of they killed an archmage. That's literally it. He's over here like, man, I wouldn't have to do all of this if these guys hadn't killed an archmage. Now I actually have to do something about it.
Makes no sense for his character. I'm sticking with him being a coward and wanting them dead so they can't do it to him.
Which is very fair.
I would also say that you would note a bit of tension between him and Bethany. Like, he's all smiles, but she isn't. And with that now showing Morgan, you get the sense that Bethany is currently being punished. For what reason? You do not know.
Well, I'm looking at Lucas and I side-eye her. I'm gonna give her this face. I
Okay.
didn't post it in Gen Chat. Once we would post it in Gen Chat.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's the face that she flashes. Flashes her.
That's funny.
Bethany is afeared.
No, I don't know if she'd be afraid. Just be like, "Fuck you."
Give me just a second. So yes, yes, as I was saying, but yeah, with an after 20, ooh, okay. Sorry, I just saw something. Anyway, with an after 20, you will also get that she is also, like, not looking at Lucas favorably right now. She's kind of, like, distanced from him right now.
Mm.
And
All right.
And as he's just kind of like, you know, twirling his hands around and looking between all of you. So yes, I suppose that's as fair a deal as you're going to get. Go get the baby Archmage, give her promise ring, and I'll give back your little grumpy boo. And then, well, we attack the human kingdom. We get rid of their king. Maybe a few extra people, you know, who's to say what happens in the middle of a conflict. And, well, that's that, I suppose.
And after the ordeal is done, you let the kingdoms go.
Ooh.
Since you won't have any need of them anymore.
Sure, I'll let both kingdoms go.
All three.
Fine. All 3 kingdoms. I'll let all 3 kingdoms go. Being a king is terrible for business anyway.
The business of being an obnoxious prick.
Or a coward.
The business of playing games, my friends, of putting on a proper show.
One star.
Oh, speaking of, he looks to Simone with a very toothy, and she seems to shrink in her seat. Do you want to know something fascinating about Simone?
Enlighten me.
She's been working for me for the past, we'll say, 12 years. 20 years.
Is that the truth, or is that what you should make her believe?
Scout's honor, it's the truth. And thinking back on it now,
Dang.
me oh my. Oh! I do remember the connection you two have. Oh, that's so scandalous. Alright then, please, eat up, eat up. This is a feast after all, a dinner, a supper.
Can I interrupt him in the middle of that?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
God, what do I have for attack? I'm gonna. He goes saying something like that, mentioning how we know each other. I'm gonna lightning bolt him.
Okay. You cast lightning bolt, and what level?
It's from the staff, so 7th.
Okay. I'll check. Okay. Almost automatically on reflex, Bethany snaps her fingers out and counterspells it.
Slam! I smack it with my staff, and the spell is absorbed.
That takes your reaction to do that, right?
It does.
Right. Simone's hand snaps out and fails counterspell. All right.
Get the fuck from mom.
Make a save, bitch!
No, he does not move from his seat. He holds up a hand, and a arcane barrier absorbs about half the energy of that lightning bolt. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, how many
I
damages
believe
is lightning bolt?
it's 8 at third, plus 4 more is 12d6. $22 electrical damage. Right then. As he absorbs half of that, he grins even bigger. Oh! Does this mean you made the connection?
Yeah, it's seething, clenched jaw, like deep panting. She's just like, there are like pin feathers like growing out of her skin.
Ooh, you're
Renslaw
so
was about
angry.
Renslaw has stood up and was about fucking 2 seconds away from doing something.
Oh, it's so fun seeing people get angry, watching them lash out. So entertaining to me.
Man, it's a fucking riot.
Oh, you know it. You know, I think I know you now. Percival, was it?
You
Don't
wait.
act like you fucking know any of us.
I'll find a way. I can kill you.
Oh. Can now? I would love to see you try.
Agatha looks at Renswa and just kind of like motions her, like, sister, well, breathe. We do not need this right now. Don't give him what he wants.
Francois' just nostrils flare several times as she kind of attempts to still her breathing.
Soren is kind of like audibly taking breaths, like in an attempt to like guide her on that, but not telling Lucas, but not letting Lucas know that that's what he's doing.
Lucas will stand up from his seat and very slowly slide around the table. Slide past Bethany over to Simone. He'll put his hands on her shoulder. He'll squeeze her tightly. You see her kind of shudder in place. And he'll lean in low over her and stare directly at you, you Morgan. And he'll say, "Would you like to know a secret? I'm sure you'll find it very hilarious."
Just seething. There's like this just utterly, just this muffled pop of like one of her bones coming from its socket as she's like between shapes almost.
I think, is Agatha sitting next to Morgan?
Oh,
I believe it was...
I was gonna say where he was gonna be sitting, and then my internet decided to not let me do that.
Okay. I believe the seating arrangement is from right to left. It is Morgan, Renswa, Agathar, Soren.
Okay. Okay. He'll reach a hand to. I mean, he obviously can't reach Percival or Morgan, and he'll just look at her and
Mage hand.
Yeah, I mean, he can mage hand, a visible mage hand. He doesn't want them to let them know that his mage hand is invisible, or that can be at least. And it will like put a hand on her shoulder, and he'll just say, "Hey, easy. I know. Now's not the time. Just breathe."
She almost like reflexively pulls away from you, almost like giving you a side eye. Is just this like, there's this anger and hate in her eyes as she like glares down at you, like, how dare you?
As you look past Agathar to Vani, Vani looks like she's about ready to throw hands also.
She...
Don't give him what he wants.
Lucas reaches a hand up and taps Simone's temple as she just kind of falls forward onto her plate. Unconscious. She doesn't need to hear this. It's a lovely little secret that I think you'll get a real kick out of. You see, whenever she was working for me back when I was in the city of Theribolder, I heard a delicious little rumor about a young upstart, a Corvinthrope. A Corvinthrope that was being hunted and had a bounty on her necks. I thought to myself, what would happen if I gave someone just a little push, a little nudge? Where would gravity take them?
Just, what other spells his staff got? What's hanging above us?
There's like a
Can
few
you
like crystalline chandeliers hanging.
They look heavy.
They do.
Yeah, I think she kind of like steps up onto the dinner table with a swipe. And she's
As you stand up to make your move, he says 2 words: "Sit down," and you sit immediately.
No save, huh?
You may attempt to save.
What is the save?
Just go ahead and roll it.
Gotta tell me which one I'm saving with.
Oh, sorry, wisdom.
Add 3.
Eleanor, you're right. You sit right back down.
Hate that.
There's no need for us to get so hostile.
Then stop being fucking hostile.
I was not the one who cast a bolt of lightning at the other first.
Oh,
Stop rubbing it in our faces.
I'm so sorry you don't like rocks being thrown in your glass house.
Kill you.
Oh, many have claimed it. Have claimed they will.
Do you bed?
You will. Are you gonna free her too from my clutches? He says, shaking Simone's head while she's kind of like smearing her face into the food plate.
He looks down at Simone, and then back at him. All I care about is you. Dead, bleeding like that fucking cleric. She bled, you'll bleed. I'll make sure it hurts.
So, asking above game, when you say that cleric, do you mean the Archmage of the Divine?
I do.
Okay. You see him narrow his eyes at you. Now you've gone and soured my mood. And now I have to punish you. You keep her name out your fucking mouth. Because she was 10, no, 3,000 times a better person than anyone else in this world. She would have still forgiven you. But I'm not her.
I'm inciting the fuck out of that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, might as well.
Same here.
They was X's.
Not enough.
Voodoo.
Can I insight?
I will give you an insight. Yeah, sure.
Two. I don't have
Alright.
advantage.
All right. With an 18, Bonnie, he meant every word that he said. With a 14, a 13, the two of you are like, this is Lucas. You know, you guys probably take like you guys in Renswell, the three of you probably take what he says with a grain of salt every time he says something. But like, even this statement, even with those insight rolls, it still feels real.
Yeah, this is out of the norm for him too, especially with Agathar has technically the most experience with dealing with him. He's always chippy and fucking shitty.
Yes. And with that, he is going to snap his fingers and your staff flies to his hands, Morgan.
Warp.
Ooh. You already used that today.
We had an 8-hour time period for rest.
You're right. You're right.
So he goes to do it, and I clutch it harder as I kind of unravel his ability.
Curious how the threads of fate are woven. He snaps his fingers, it goes back to his hands again. this is your punishment. No more toys for you. Then he will walk to the head of the table again, take his seat back, and he'll put that staff right next to him. Then he'll look to the rest of you, and you should thank me that I didn't go
No.
much further.
Fuck you.
Oh! Fuck me. Yes, I was only the host of this fine dinner, of this fine soiree. I was the one who made you an offer and capitulated to your demands to give you your brother back, rather than just, I don't know, utterly gripping your mind and fucking it 6 ways from Sunday and making you my little puppets. And just forcing you to do what I want you to. No, I was civil, I was nice. She threw a bolt of lightning at me. She was going to cast more magic at me. All because I was giving her a little bit of information. And yes, sure, I was antagonistic. But only as a response. You are all lucky that I did not scramble her brains and make her a comatose vegetable, with not a memory of anything left in those wrinkles of hers at all whatsoever. This is benign for what she said. So, let's all eat and enjoy the meal and have fun. And then you may all be on your merry way to fetch the new Archmage of the Divines and give them their promise ring. Please and thank you. And with that, he gets right to eating his food.
Francois just continues glaring at him.
Agathar is going to like grab her skirt and just like to give it a hard tug. Sister,
What?
breathe. Breathe.
I am breathing. The problem is so is he.
Don't look at him, look at me. It is not the time. You're supposed to be the level-headed one. Be level-headed. Don't focus on him, focus on your breath. Relax. Let's just get through this shit and go.
It's like she'll turn to look to him, kind of stilling her breath. Her gaze will slide.
He's looking up at her like half pleadingly, half determined, and he's also like grinding his teeth at the entire interaction with this man. But Agathar is weirdly calm. It's no use throwing insults at a wall.
Take a look at Valen.
Exactly. It will only get you punished. And he's not afraid to hurt you.
Yeah, the feeling's mutual.
I know. But now is not the time.
Very well.
If she allows it, Agathar will hold her hand.
She will tense momentarily before letting out a breath that she was not aware she was holding.
Mm-hmm.
She still refuses to eat, but that's pettiness.
Yeah, I don't think Agathar eats either.
Thorn
No
doesn't
one's
either, but
fucking.
that's
No one's fucking eating.
Yeah, no one's
This-
fucking eating.
Sorn's
Okay.
not eating either, but that's because he doesn't trust Lucas.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's why Agathar's not eating.
All right, fair enough. As Lucas just continues to eat while none of you guys are eating, when he's about halfway done with his food, he pauses. You know what? I think I have an idea. You see, I have no need of this, and he picks the staff up and waves it around like it's a stick, basically. Like, this is not a display of strength, it's just a display of, like, wantonness, of, like, not caring about the item itself.
It's a stick he found on a walk.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't really care about this. It's a powerful artifact. Ooh, yeah, cool, awesome. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like this was a solid enough punishment, while also it doesn't feel like it's a solid enough punishment. It feels as if I'm just gimping you guys for your job in protecting the little Archmage of the Divine. So, I have an alternative punishment for your little green meddler.
Just snorts.
Morrigan, dearest. He holds out his hand in an open palm. Your ring.
Tense. Immediate tension. All the muscles in her neck bulge.
I can ask politely, or I can ask forcefully.
Just teeth grit.
Morrigan,
Just
don't make this worse for yourself.
shut up.
Fuck you.
He spits on the ground where you were in your direction. Pry it from my dead hands.
Oh, there's no need to be so dramatic.
That's your entire shtick.
Morgan, make a wisdom saving throw. Give me the ring. Now.
It's just jerking motions as every muscle in her body is like tense and bulging to try and hold. She mechanically like pulls off this small brass band.
Does a 20 not make it?
That's an 8. They don't have advantage.
Yes, I do.
Why do you have advantage?
My robes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. A 20 does not make it, no.
Okay.
I keep passing my saves to not do stupid shit.
There's this moment under all of the rage where you just see a crack in Morgan's like, please don't. Yes.
You shouldn't have said what you said. You shouldn't have insulted him. He then curls a finger towards him in a come hither style gesture, and your body kind of pulls towards him.
Has she removed the ring
Yeah.
Yes.
at this point? How tightly is she gripping it?
Yeah, like her life might end if she lets go of it.
I'm making this one a disadvantage. God damn it, stop passing, bitch.
All right,
The
you
training is too good.
you slide forward. Your arm outstretches with like the sound of bones rattling against each other.
Valen will drop his mace on the table. Enough, Lucas. Enough of these games. You've had your fun, now let it be.
And slowly Morrigan drops her ring into his palm, which he then closes. And then he bonks her on the head with the staff. This is yours again.
I have control of my body now.
You do.
She just stares at her hands, where there is an imprint of where the ring was being held in her hand, pretty red, and pock marks where her nails had dug into her flesh and drawn blood. I suppose she takes the staff, unless he just kind of drops it in front of her.
She lets him take it. Or sorry, he lets her take it, Ugh.
And there's just this, like, quiet now, before she just... I think she tries to just leave.
If she tries to leave, she is allowed to leave. At which point, he stands up. Well, this dinner was a success, wasn't it? I
Fuck
hope you all had fun. He pockets the ring. And I hope you all learned your lesson. Please, shoo shoo.
Agathar will stand up. He will glance at the pocket where the ring was, but make no attempt to pocket it as he turns and starts trying to catch up to Morrigan.
Rensois will quite violently stand and storm out of the room.
Thorin?
Thorin will stand and just ask, are you going to give the ring back to her eventually? Like when we complete the mission for you?
You know, I was considering, but now that you mentioned it, no.
His eyes narrow, and he just kind of huffs and turns and leaves.
Ta-ta! And Vani?
Bonnie's just been looking at Valen. She gets up. And here I thought we were gonna have some fun.
I tried.
I was expecting the rest of the party to jump in also.
I tried. The dice wanted me to actually be smart.
Bonnie has no range abilities, otherwise she would also.
All right, well, you each leave one by one. And eventually, the doors slowly close. It is just Lucas, Bethany, Simone, and Valen. Lucas turns to Valen. Well, that went swimmingly, don't you think?
Valen just leaves.
Fine, Mr. Grumpy Gills. At least you got to see your sister, right? He's already gone. And that is where that scene ends. Second?
Meanwhile, just like as soon as the doors are closed, fucking Rensois is just going to punch a wall.
You punch a wall, no need to roll anything. You basically put a hole right through it.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear his skin like a fucking bathrobe.
All right. The moment we are out, Morrigan, please make a athletics or acrobatics, whatever you're better at.
I will roll acrobatics. Oh, don't worry, you don't need to roll. You roll a 4.
Belle still, Anna still like matches that. Because Anna, like, essentially, like, the top half of her just like spills out of the bag and grabs Morgan and just pins her to the wall.
Ooh.
And Agathar just gets in her face and just says, "Are you trying to get us killed? Are you happy?
Aggie, back off.
Why should I? I understand that he is rubbing shit in our faces, but it is no excuse to threaten everybody in that room. I wanted to shoot that motherfucker too, but it's not worth it. Not right now."
I say that was probably going to be our only time to take action.
Yeah, congratulations. We're all controlled and we do whatever we want.
What do you think the damn runes are for?
For a one-time use.
Would have been enough.
No, it wouldn't have been. He is an archmage. He can take us all on by himself, and we would stand no chance.
You keep saying Archmage this, Archmage that, yet you never explain.
Would you stand in front of a trolley if you didn't know what it did and let it hit you in the head?
If it means a chance to stop it, yes.
Am I the only one that can actually see? What you did, he points at Morrigan. I don't care if it hurt. I don't care if it rubbed all of your wounds with salt. You keep it in the lid. You endangered us again. So I hope you're fucking happy that you got your quips and your little whatever the fuck's out. I just wanted to hear what he had to say, accept whatever leverage he had and leave. Say something.
Why? You don't care. I'm not your family. I'm not your friend. I'm barely a part of this group. You want to do something about it? Kill me. Fucking do it.
If we didn't care, you wouldn't be alive right now. Because some part of me still wants you in my life.
I don't think you had any say in that. I'm certain if it was up to you, I wouldn't be here.
Then you really don't know me.
I don't. I don't think I want to. Let go of me.
Anna will kind of like, her eyes narrow, but she just, Agathar just like nods his head at her, and she will let her go from the wall, and then just slowly go back into his bag.
I need to make a call.
At least I got something out of it. But
Same. Renswa is going to start making her way back towards the cart.
Soren will as well. Soren just kind of takes a deep breath and just starts walking towards the cart as well.
There's just a moment where Morrigan is locked eyes with Agathar if they're still facing each other.
Yeah, he's still facing her. As his glare kind of just softens. Of course I want you in my life. That doesn't mean I'm not angry.
He takes a step closer and gets close to your face. I've lost fucking everything. That fantasy. Francois saw, there's no part of that happens now. I don't get a happy ending. There's no good outcome for me. So I'm sorry if I got angry, if yet again I find that my entire fucking life has been on strings. So sorry that invaded your fucking space. She spits at your feet and then heads off.
Congratulations. You can see the strings of time because you're the one pulling your own strings and you're blaming the world for it. You give up that future, so don't come crying to me. And as he's left alone, he'll just sigh and stare at the ground. What a fucking family we have. He will rub the top of his muzzle and glance back at the castle before Shad, I have a feeling, I know what you want the outcome to be, so I think it's going to be something for you. Call high or low.
I mean, what do you think I want the outcome to be here?
Him sticking around.
Go ahead and give me a high.
He will glare at the door, look back at the family, quotations. He is going to send to Soren. And it's just a simple, there's something I need to check. I'll be back. And he will spend 10 minutes unobserved and he will sneak into the castle.
The Soren replies with, "Wait, what are you planning on doing?"
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I'm gonna be real with you. Between a rock and a hard place here, okay?
Yeah, did think I was gonna do that, huh?
No, I figured it would cross your mind. So, on one hand, I see where you're going. I see what you're doing. I see what you want to do. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand,
No.
boy howdy, you understand what will happen if you are caught.
Yeah,
Agathar as a character,
that's true.
gone.
You know what? That is true. I think he's just gonna spend 10 minutes alone near the castle to see if he can just pick up anything, or if just Bethany happens to wander out. But he won't go in. He'll just
Okay.
take some time alone
All
to
right.
just calm his nerves.
All right, then. So, we called high or low earlier. I called
Mhm.
high. You rolled high. All right, then. All right, then. I can work with this. I can work with this. So, you sit there. You stand outside the building. And you're watching, you're waiting, you're considering going in. You're considering going and getting back Morgan's ring. You're going and considering talking to Valen to do something to help your family out. And while you're sitting there kind of like pacing back and forth unobserved, you feel this sense of weightlessness upon you as your ability takes effect. And it's decision time. So you peek around the corner to look at the castle again, and you see the doors are opening. Out comes Bethany. You see that she is no longer looking mournful, but instead has a chipper smile on her. She pulls her hood up, begins to just kind of walk to the street area. What do you do?
He will stalk her to see where she goes.
All right, then. While you're stalking her, Francois, you had something that you want.
Yeah, I think it's like as they, they all get back to the cart, and Francois kind of probably doesn't quite go just yet, kind of wanting to calm her nerves. She'll probably go for a brief walk, kind of just in the general area, kind of try to find a quiet place, just kind of lean against one of the walls, let out a breath, kind of just trying to calm her nerves.
Before she kind of goes off on her own, Soren is kind of close to her and he says, "Hey, you want some company?"
No, I'm fine. I just need some fresh air. That castle was stifling.
Hey, tell me about it. But but before he leaves her, he just approaches her and puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "You did really well in there." And then he turns and leaves. To the cart, of course.
And she'll kind of watch him leave, and she'll let out a light sigh. Didn't do nearly enough. And then she is going to think in her mind, kind of pulling on the strings of her connection with Mel. Hey, Mom, I have a question.
Yes, dearie.
What's Lucas's deal, or what was Lucas's deal with the Archmage of the Divine?
And that is where we will end session. That's where we're gonna end session, right there, boyos.
No, I want to keep going.
All right.
We got
Thank
9
you.
hours still.
Thank you for watching, YouTube and Twitch audience. We're going to say goodbye to our YouTube audience and go to the post stream, where if you follow us at twitch.tv/deathlyshad, you too can, vibe with us after the episode, learn a little bit about the game and so on and so forth, and even talk to the players, maybe even come up with the name of the episode, so on and so forth. Till then, Agathar, say goodbye to the people.
Our family is falling apart.
Morgan, say goodbye to the people. Rensoa, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. Fuck Lucas.
Yes.
Soren, say goodbye to the people.
No, I'm normally a friendly guy, but I fuck Lucas.
Well, hold on now. Agathar might not like that if you fuck him.
Not literally.
That way, you horny bastard.
Bonnie, say goodbye to the people.
We could have taken him. All the prep work for nothing. I could have suffered with 2 characters in this fight. I would have enjoyed that suffering.
All right, then. And from all of us to all of you, have a wonderful day. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, all that other jazz. And see you in the post stream. Whoa!